Hello, Facebook. How you doing? It's Jayme Johnson. Welcome to Worthy Wednesday. Wednesday? That's a very Southern way of saying that, right? I don't know how that slipped in there. Worthy Wednesday. How y'all doing? I am actually trying to get on to Instagram too so that I can do this in both spots. It's really fun to be able to do that. Howdy. Just show me by giving me a little comment and let me know. And then here, let me try this. Come on, Instagram. Hope it, yay! And here comes Instagram, yay! Hi, Instagram. Jayme Johnson here. I'm over on Facebook as well. So I'm doing the whole two places at once thing. Excited to be here. I'll give you guys a few seconds. I know it takes a little time for the live to show up for folks. See if you're here. And when you get here, I would love for you to give me a thumbs up, or I mean, even better if you can say hey in the comments and let me know. Give you a second. How y'all doing? I am great. Feeling really good. I am back from Camp GLP, which some of you have probably already seen me post and about that. It's this awesome, sorry, my dog just knocked off my power source. Let me plug that back in. Awesome camp that Jonathan Fields does. He's been doing it for the last 5 years every August, and just an amazing community of people that get together, 430 plus folks, entrepreneurs, creators, just the best humans ever, come together for 4 days. And then if you're a volunteer like I am every year, it's an extra 2 days often, prep and everything, to just soak up a lot of love and learn a lot about how to create an aligned business, a business that, is one that, hey, Laura's here. Yay. I'm so glad you're here, Laura. Yeah, a business that's aligned with who you are and your values. And so it's just always an awesome time to go. And it's upstate New York. The weather's always perfect. And we're in these fun rustic cabins where the sleeping is there's no AC. And so it's just the perfect sleeping weather at night. Anyway, it was great. So that's when I'm just coming back from. So glad you're here with me tonight. I am a couple of weeks ago. So I've been doing these live sessions every couple of weeks, every other week. And I think I'm actually off rhythm a little bit right now. I skipped last week in light of going to camp. But I just hop on and I cover a topic and talk about launching a book, or in some cases an online course or product, or building your platform, a lot to do with building your brand and your business with digital marketing. And so the last session, I shared the first half of our Worthy Way framework that we've developed here that we're excited about as a way of kind of putting some parameters around what we do with our clients to help them build their brands. And so I will link to that first session. So I'm not going to go through the entire framework tonight. I'm just going to go through the last half of it. So I'll link to that in the comments below. I'll actually add it on Instagram. I'll add it in my profile to my link tree there, so you can go and see it, because that recording is on Facebook. So for the Instagram folks, you can click there. But essentially, we have taken the word worthy and used it as an acronym for several different things, and to kind of help us think about how to launch our work into the world. And so just to recap, for those of you that didn't see that first session, I'll go through quickly the first three: the W, the O, and the R. And then tonight I'll talk through the T and the H and the Y. Isn't that clever? Worthy framework, our worthy way. And at any point, for those of you that are here, I would love for you to say, hey, Laura, I see you've already said hey, and I know that there are a lot of folks that end up watching the replay afterward, and that's totally cool too. But if you have questions that pop up, I would love to address those in the coming days. So even if you are catching the replay, feel free to just leave a comment at the bottom, and I will address those questions as I can get to them over the next couple of days. I'm happy to answer any. And then, of course, like, I want you guys to know that the door's always open. So anytime you've got a question, even if it's not in the moment that I'm live, feel free to reach out on any of the social channels and let me know, and I'm happy to address your questions about anything that might be helpful. Okay, so let's hop on in. So our worthy way. So again, using the word worthy as an acronym. W, I'll recap these fairly quickly, but W starting with, and actually I cheated a little bit here, and we have W standing for two things, worthy and why. And I start with worthy because I feel like it's really important in a foundational way to show up and believe that we are worthy of doing the work that we want to do in the world. I think that's a great place to start. And I know, at least for me, sometimes it's easy to forget. I can have these self-limiting beliefs of who am I to do this work, and yet we are worthy. We're the one, we've been given the gifts that we have, the knowledge that we have, the opportunities that we have, the privilege that we have, and we are worthy of using it. And so I think as much as we can start with that foundational piece of an understanding of our deservedness, our worthiness to show up and do our work in the world is great. And then the second W is why. So in addition to understanding our worthiness, why, getting really clear about our why we want to do this work. Why are we, so in my case, like, why do I do the work that I do with the authors? Is because I love being a person that can help propel and guide people, other leaders and thought leaders and influencers along a journey of getting their awesome, worthy work out into the world, and be a part of guiding them to do that. It lights me up. I love learning about all kinds of different things because I get to work with so many different authors. So I get to feel like I'm like a little mini expert in a lot of things because I've worked so closely with so many authors doing so many awesome things in the world. So get really clear on understanding your worthiness and your why for your work. O is optimize for overwhelm. And because now more than ever, particularly in publishing, there's like no wrong way to do anything really. And so it can become really overwhelming to want to do all the things as it relates to marketing your book. And it's super easy to get shiny object syndrome and think that, oh gosh, I got to do all these things to launch whatever, my book, my platform, my course in a great big way. And the reality is sometimes doing too many things causes the overall effectiveness of your full launch to not be great because you're just too scattered. And so getting really clear and optimizing strategically a plan to avoid that and be realistic about what's the biggest bang for your buck in terms of your energy and your investment and all of those things, and how can you best leverage that in the time that you have available is great to know and to get clear on from the beginning. And then R, so W-O-R, rally. I'm sorry, my dog just keeps, oh, this is lovely, you guys. I'm surprised he's not electrocuted. He literally just chewed through my power cord. Lovely. Oh my gosh, that's great. Sorry, y'all. Anyway, that's life, right? Rally. So rally, much like it sounds, rally the people that are going to be advocates for your work around you. So this is really as it relates to platform building. How can you locate your audience? How can you find the influencers that are going to be important to understanding your work? And how can you strategically start rallying them around what it is you're doing in the world? So that's R. Okay, now we're going to get into the last part, T, H, and Y. So T is tell. And I differentiate this from rally because while you are going to do some telling while you're rallying those people because you're sharing your content, you're getting them familiar with who you are, and of course that requires some telling. I think the reason why I have made tell its own standalone what do we want to call it? Just its own like standalone piece, is because telling is something I think we forget. I think we assume, and I've seen it happen so many times with our clients, that they put their thing out there once. They announce their book once. They announce their course once or twice or very few times, and are afraid of feeling like they're coming off as too salesy or too pushy with their content to get people to purchase, to get engaged, whatever the case may be. Because people, and the reality 95% of the time is that they're not telling people enough. And we advocate just a repeated, and you can do it in a way that is authentic and not salesy and sleazy in any way, but a repeated telling of what it is you have to offer people is great. And you have to remember, don't assume that everyone is only paying attention to you, because you know that's not true. You know that people are watching many people on social media, and we are constantly bombarded with so many messages on social that you may not even be popping up in their algorithm, particularly if you're only planning on sharing something once or twice. Like, chances are they didn't even see it the first time. Even if it's an email, it could have landed in spam, or they accidentally deleted it, or they just, whatever the case may be, we have to plan on and get comfortable with telling repeatedly, and again, in a way that feels right and authentic to you, but more than you probably think you should, telling people about what it is that you're offering in the world. So that's T. H stands for hear. So this is something I think is really key that not many people do well, and that is hearing what your people want from you. And so we are really busy sometimes, like telling and sharing everything that we have to say, and sometimes we neglect listening. We neglect asking our people what it is they want more of from us. It can really clue us into what our next offering might be, what our next book may be, what our course should be, whatever it is. Weave into your content strategy and into your platform building a really strong way to listen. And there are really a lot of ways that you can do this. Obviously, just like a straight up, hey, tell me. You can send emails asking people. You can set up polls both on Facebook or on Instagram, asking people really simple questions like yes or no, or this or that. It doesn't have to always be open-ended. In some cases, it's even better to get really clear, so you can give them like 2 choices. Just do a lot of hearing. I think this can really educate you in ways that you can see what's resonating with your people and what may not be. And so you might have some assumptions about thinking one thing you want to do is going to work well, and you put it out there and it doesn't. And a lot of it has to do with experimentation too. And so it's great if you can weave in really strong listening to your audience. So that is H for hear. And the last one is Y for year. I think we are too often not giving our content, our books, our launches near enough time to make a dent in the world. And so I really advocate for both authors and for those that we're working for on a longer term basis where we're launching their courses, that for a book, I really feel like you got to give it a solid year of ongoing pushing, promotion, putting it out in front of people, advocating for your book, getting media where you can get it, getting on podcasts, getting featured on blogs. And sure, a lot of that you want to concentrate within that first few weeks of your release. And that's great, but don't give up there. Particularly if your book is one that's more evergreen in nature, meaning it's not something that's like only relevant for right now because it's like social media geared, and social media is changing all the time, and so your content may become dated relatively quickly. If your content is evergreen and it lasts time, for the length of time, like that especially is a case for making sure you're continuing to promote it. If you're a speaker and take that full year after your book is released and see how many speaking engagements you can get to leverage your book as a way of getting speaking engagements. Speaking conferences love hiring authors in ways that they can add on. The book is a great add-on value for their people, so they can buy X number of copies of your book, sometimes in lieu of your honorarium or for a reduced rate of your honorarium. And so those are great ways to weave in your book in that like year after it's released to really continue to get momentum. And as for course launches, I've seen this too often too, where you put so much effort into creating this online course. And that, of course, can be anything from, a few videos or something, or in some cases, like a 12-week course where it's been so much effort to create the content, shoot the videos, launch the thing, manage the people in the course the first go round. And especially if it's the first time you've launched a course and you're kind of using it as a way of, getting your IP out into the world and building a platform, you just can't count on that first launch, particularly if you don't have a big audience, to go bonkers for you, to like get a lot of people. And so I think you've got to even give that a year. Like that might mean 3 launches for you, relaunching that. And the more, every time you relaunch that, it becomes more passive for you because the content's already created and done. And B, it's just easier. And again, your platform grows each time. So even within a book or a course launch, give yourself a full year really to launch that several times if possible, to give it a fair shot. So that's it. And I'm seeing other people are here. That's great. Oh, that's awesome. Compact, thank you. Your words can be used for any business, really. Listening and hearing to people is so important. Yes, I agree. I totally agree. I think, and it seems so common sense, yet I see it all the time that not enough people do it. Not enough people weave it in to their strategies. So thanks for saying that. Climbing Trees Kids here. Thank you for joining. And Mark, hey Mark, glad to see you here too. Awesome. And so that's it, guys. I didn't want to take a ton of time for you, and I'm sorry, my dog, I have this puppy, you guys, it's 7 months old. I don't know if he's teething again or what, but he is like, gosh, chewing on everything. So anything I can help answer, clarify for anyone, I would be happy to. Like I said before, feel free to just add comments below or in the Facebook, on Facebook here, you can add those as well. And like I mentioned, I will include a link to the first session where I went into a little more detail on the first part of the framework a few weeks ago. But thank y'all for being here. I'm excited. Thanks for showing up. It makes me feel warm and fuzzy to know that people are listening, so I really appreciate it. Compact, people tend to assume they know what people will ask for when, yes, it's so true. That's definitely what I have seen. It's like and I understand it. We want to go out educated, assuming, but sometimes we're surprised. We put things out there and we find, okay, that didn't do as well or didn't resonate as well. And so that's why I really love to see, particularly when you're launching things like via social media or online, to really think about it as an experiment and do that and have that attitude as much as possible to test things, see what people like, ask people as much as possible. I completely agree. Compact, remind me what you do. I don't think I know, so I would love to understand what kind of work you're doing in the world. I would love that. And then anything else from people, anything I can help. Laura, I'm so glad you're here. Thank you. And Mark, indeed, always adapt. Yep, absolutely. Now more than ever. I don't know if you guys are picking up too. I have these so at camp, there's this amazing woman, Evie Watts, who brings fairy hair to camp every year. And it's like these little spools of thread that she weaves in. So I have these like wiry little glittery hairs in my hair. If you're like, what is that? That's what that is. It's my fairy hair. I am a compliance officer. Okay, tell me more about that, Compact. I want to understand compliance officer for like a big organization, like HR kind of thing, or tell me more if you can. And then I'm over on Facebook. Anyone here have any questions? I see someone's here. I can't tell who it is because of this platform that I use to go live on Facebook. It's a little more incognito. It doesn't give me all the stats I wish it did. Awesome. And who, oh, gotcha. JP Morgan, cool. Banking, yes, I see. Yeah, that is not a world I understand very well. So God bless you for for knowing all of that stuff. That's what I find so interesting. I love meeting people that do so many different things. That was one thing that was great about camp, like people that just make a living doing such fascinating work. And I think now more than ever, we're in an age where people can do that. It's like to talk about like what Laura who's here or was anyway, you know, talking about being limitless. It really is such a limitless time for us to get creative and make money and thrive and do things we love and are passionate about in the world now more than ever. And it's so exciting, and I love being a part of it. And hey, June, awesome to see you here. I haven't talked to you in forever, lady. I hope you're doing great. Awesome. All right, you got, oh, and you still love to write. That's great. Come back. Yeah, keep it up. Hey, June. Well, you guys, I'm going to wrap it up for tonight just to let you all go, but I'm so grateful. Thank you for being here with me. And again, leave comments, reach out. If there's anything I can help you with, I want to hear you. So seriously, just like I talked about hearing, I want to hear from you. If there's a topic you want me to cover that you're like, hey, I'd like to know more about this, please let me know. I would love to not just guess about what you guys want to hear about in future live sessions. So please let me know, and I'd be happy to do that for you. So thanks so much for showing up on this Worthy Wednesday. I appreciate you, and I will see you next time. Thanks again. Bye. End.